From the 2013 movie Man of Steel starring Henry Cavill, this is the Mattel Movie Masters Superman. So this figure is about 8 years old. Way back in 2013, I was one of those populace who would watch YouTube videos to see the reviews on the action figures that they would consider purchasing. So, yep, I was one of the crowd. Now I'm a toy reviewer. I have my own channel. So, really a different experience when I'm looking at this figure right now. So way back then, a lot of people or a lot of reviewers always would complain about this figure's lack of articulation, especially in the diaphragm area. We don't have a waist bend for this figure. The torso area, the body is just one whole piece. We only have a cut on the waistline of the figure. And way back then, we only have single point of articulation for the elbow. We have cut in the bicep for articulation and rotation. We have rotation on the shoulder, of course, and the swivel on over here for the arms to move sideways. As for the knees of the figure, that is still a single point. So single point of break. The cut on the thighs for swivel would be over here on the lower part. You also have single point of articulation for the foot of the figure. Of course, we also have rotation for the hands, and that's it. And also, one of the gripes of majority of the reviewers back then was the limited articulation for the head. So, as of course, a lot of people wanted to pose this figure in a flight stance, so they can't bend the head backwards. So, very limited articulation. However, if you have a drill, that is not a problem. Just take off the head and do a simple fix, and you could add a little bit of bend for the neck area of this figure for flight stances. So looking at this figure right now, I've kept this in my collection because aside from majority speaking ill about this figure, when you really look at it at the stores, especially when you take the figure out of the packaging, it's a really different experience, because you would be assaulted by the texturing on the suit of the figure, the details, especially on the chest area, the amount of texturing that is there, especially the details on the Superman suit, also the gauntlets over there, the boots. So there would still be texturing and details on the thighs, and the boots also would be really heavily textured. The only smooth area on this figure would be the cape piece, which is I really like how long this cape is, so it's not short like the old Mattel figures, which the cape would only run onto the thighs of the figure sometimes. This would run up to the foot of the figure. But the most beautiful part of this figure is the chest area, where a lot of reviewers would complain about the lack of articulation over here. But right now, I won't give up that or put a articulation on the body of this figure. So I like it as it is, because we don't have a break over here, an ugly break that would really ruin how beautiful this chest piece is. Yep. So actually this is a really nice figure for display. And Movie Busters line back then was one of the most detailed figures, so before Mayflex or other companies. So this was it, the Mattel Movie Masters. So if you still have this figure or have owned one, like, comment below and subscribe.